What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Professor Anime. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, guys, I'm here to bring you all my review of Bungou Stray Dogs, episode 12, the finale of season 1. So let's get this started. So when it comes to this episode of Bungou Stray Dogs, I thought this episode was relatively enjoyable. However, when it comes to, the episode in general, I didn't really think it was that great overall of an episode for the ending to season 1. However, it was, at least a little satisfying. And I mean, then yet again, we're going to be getting a season 2, of Bungou Stray Dogs in the fall of this year. So, as long as we are getting more Bungou Stray Dogs, I am completely fine with that. So when it comes to this episode, I think the only things that are worth mentioning is probably, well, let's start off with one, which is Atsushi versus Ellis. The Atsushi versus Ellis fight, we know that Ellis is involved with the Guild gang, and basically Ellis ends up putting, Atsushi into this sort of dimension, or an illusion, so to speak, to which she is able to control this doll and basically play a game of tag with Atsushi. He has to defend himself from this doll because this thing, causes a lot of damage to him and everything, and he has to try to find, this key in the process while dodging this doll. And once he finds the key, he can then go to the doorway that is at the end of the room that leads to the exit. However, we come to find out that apparently the key is useless and he cannot get out of the room at all. It was all just a manipulative trick that Ellis played on Atsushi, and the only way how Atsushi got out of this sort of scenario is by using Ellis's own ability against her, basically putting her inside of the room. And of course, while Ellis and Atsushi are fighting, we also see that apparently this random civilian ends up getting swooped into the middle of their fight. Apparently he is like a doctor or a professor or something like that. Yeah, and we come to find out at the end of this episode that apparently this guy, who we just now have been introduced to, is actually the leader of the Port Mafia. Yeah. The second most important thing that I think was brought about in this episode is that we get to see F. Scott Fitzgerald in this episode make an appearance, and we actually see the guild members end up coming to the Armed Detective Agency in the beginning of this episode, trying to bribe the vice president of the Armed Detective Agency, that basically saying, hey, we want your company, here's a lot of money, let us take it from you. And of course, the vice president of the Armed Detective Agency ends up objecting to this, and then we get to see a little sneak peek at a sinister side to F. Scott Fitzgerald, and he is like, okay, alright, I see how it is, but remember, I always get what I want. And a few minutes later, we see apparently that a whole building ends up vanishing from this one specific spot, and the Armed Detective Agency is basically like, yeah, this was a warning from the guild saying, that they are going to bite us, in the back, later down the line. So, when it comes to these gangs, we have the guild, the Armed Detective Agency, and then also the Port Mafia. We're going to pretty much be set up in a all-out war, most likely in Season 2, which is going to be very interesting to see, because as we know, we see that the Armed Detective Agency, they are trying to bring peace throughout, the city, it seems like, and the only way to do that is to put a stop to the Port Mafia. However, now they have the guild that they have to put into consideration as well, because it looks like that the guild wants to, take down the Armed Detective Agency, and the Port Mafia wants to take down the Armed Detective Agency as well. But the guild and the Port Mafia also want to take down each other for their own specific reasons. So, yeah, a lot of gang wars are going to be involved in Season 2. Either way, I'm really excited that we're going to be able to get a Season 2 relatively soon, and I really want to see what's going to go down in Season 2 of Bungou Stray Dogs. And there are still a lot of mysteries revolving around, some of the characters in the series. We still need more characterization with some of the characters, and we need to figure out more of their backstories to see, what happened, before certain events ended up transpiring to where they are are now, for like Osamu Dazai, for example. You know, we still need to figure out more about him and his connections with the Port Mafia that he has had in the past to fully understand his character, and I really want that to happen in Season 2. Hopefully, you know, that will end up going about in Season 2, because that is something that we really need with this series, to figure out more about Osamu Dazai. And, you know, I'm just glad that we're getting a Season 2 to begin with, you know. I mean, as I stated before in previous reviews, this series, you know, reminds me of Noragami in the sense, you know, it starts very slow, but as it progresses later down the line, it, you know, starts to get a lot better. And then when Season 2 comes around, things start to get really explosive, and that is what I'm hoping for when it comes to, you know, Bungou Stray Dogs Season 2. Now comes the big question: is Bungou Stray Dogs worth watching? Well, again, like various other, you know, anime series, you know, everybody has their own little taste. So, you know, when it comes to my personal experience, I think that Bungou Stray Dogs is worth giving it a shot, and I really hope you guys end up giving it a shot as well. It does have a slow start. Yes, it does. But it eventually gets better over time, and things have been really getting exciting with these past few episodes of Bungou Stray Dogs, and Season 2 is coming right around the corner, like I stated previously. So if you really want to try to get invested with this series, start with Season 1. Just try to bear through the first 3 episodes. The first 3 episodes aren't really that bad, but, you know, you need to at least watch those first few episodes and bear with the slow pacedness in order to fully understand the world and the characters that will be brought about later down the line as the series progresses. So yeah, that about does it for my episode 12 review, the finale of Season 1 of Bungou Stray Dogs. I really hope you guys have enjoyed my reviews of Bungou Stray Dogs in the past, and, you know, just hearing your comments on the series and hearing your overall thoughts. You know, it's just been an amazing ride. You know, I can't believe we are literally almost done with the spring 2016 season. I mean, it is just insane. But regardless, you know, I really do thank each and every one of you who have been coming to my channel reviewing, or coming to my channel and have been commenting on my Bungou Stray Dogs videos, and just, you know, simply, you know, watching it, liking it, commenting on it. You know, that has always made my day, and I thank each and every one of you who has watched my videos for this series, and I hope to do more when Season 2 arrives. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever that is. So as always, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like. It always helps out the channel. And if you want to stick up to date to my future content on the channel, please hit that red subscribe button below, and you will never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys. I love you all, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.